Yo guys, what is going on? I'm coming at you today with a Gallantmon deck profile. I am using some of the new cards from the new structure deck that was revealed a little while ago. So I am playing, of course, the 4 copies of the new Gallantmon, who, has this effect where if your opponent controls a level 6 or higher Digimon, you get to warp him into Gallantmon for a 4 cost, ignoring conditions as well as it's inherited, which lets you once per turn draw a card anytime one of your opponent's Digimon is deleted, which works really nicely with things like Gaia Force and with Gallantmon. And then we got the new Gallantmon over here. This guy is a 3 cost, 11,000, as opposed to the BT2 Gallantmon, who is 4 cost. So that makes him pretty accessible. As well as that, he also has security attack +1, and whenever he is attacking, you get to delete something with 4,000 or lower, and if it doesn't kill anything, he gains 3,000. So putting him at 14 with 2 security checks, which is pretty powerful. I really do like this effect. Now, I think this Gallantmon is pretty nice, and it, being able to do things like stack that effect with the Rise Greymon over here. Rise Greymon super powerful in this deck. Not only does it let you, get out your red tamers like Tai, who gives everything with 4 more materials, security attack +1, but then you can also kind of combo it with the Gallantmon, as well as with the new Gallantmon and the old Gallantmon, where when you're attacking, you can reduce something by 2,000, and then this kills something with 6,000 or lower, and when attacking, this kills something with 4,000 or lower. So Gallantmon plus Rise Greymon really kills something with 6,000 or lower when attacking, which is pretty sweet. I'm also playing a couple copies of Digimon just to be able to get out any of your Gallantmons for free. I just like this card. As well as that, I'm also playing Red Memory Burst. This is one of the campaign cards, or like anniversary cards or whatever, that's coming out in the new starter decks. And this is not exclusive to Red. Each color has their own version of this, but essentially has this new delay effect where when you activate it for 3, you get to reveal top 4, add any red Digimon among those cards to your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of your deck. And then the delay effect is that it stays in the battle area after you activate it, and then during the next turn or any time after that, you can send it to the trash to gain 2 memory. And then security effect just places it in your battle area, so then the following turn you'll just be able to gain 2. So this is a very, very powerful card. I think it's going to be a staple in a lot of decks, but you guys will see. You guys can let me know what you guys think of this build. So that's it for the list. Aside from those cards, nothing like super special. Just playing some security attack buffs and some, attack boosts, and just a generic red support. Playing some vanillas too for memory management. But yeah, guys, so let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. So I am playing against what is arguably one of the best decks coming out of Battle of Omega, is Shoutmon Red. The whole, play Omni Shoutmon and Shoutmon D-Cross, and the new Omegamon or Omnimon that allows you to basically attack multiple times unsuspended, as well as the advanced ability that allows you to attack even though the memory has gone over to your opponent's side. So a very, very powerful deck, and that basically revolves around, getting a bunch of red sources underneath your big Digimon and swinging for multiple security checks. So I bricked a little bit. Like, I was able to Digivolve the Agumon and the Greymon down there, the security attack +1 started at Greymon, but then I'm just going to actually play a Greymon from my hand. My opponent didn't fare much better because he's just going to play 2 Monochromons back to back. So I am at 5 memory. Now I do have the Rise Greymon, which is nice. Unfortunately, no red tamer as of yet, so I kind of am not getting full value off of him. That is the Great Legend Rise Greymon, which allows you to Digiburst 2 and play a yellow or red tamer from your hand for free. So that's pretty sweet, in tandem with something like Tai that gives everything security attack +1. So I'm going to activate the Red Memory Burst. That is one of the new cards coming out in the starter deck, and that allows you to reveal the top 4 cards, add a red Digimon, and then it stays in the battle area, and then the following turn or whenever you want, you get to send it to the trash and gain 2 memory. So that is really, really cool. Now I did grab the Lava Garidamon there. I think that was probably a misplay. I probably should have grabbed the Gallantmon, the starter deck Gallantmon, because first of all, then I would have had a rookie to go over my Digitama over there. But anyways, I'm just going to use the Red Memory Burst effect, go to 4, and then go into the new starter deck Gallantmon. Now, he does have security attack +1, and then he does actually have the Greymon as well. So I would have checked 3 cards, but I ran into an Omnimon and security, so That it happens, unfortunately. I was actually able to get rid of one of the Monochromons because Rise Greymon lets me reduce it by 2,000, making it 3k, and Gallantmon's when attacking lets me kill something with 4k or lower, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, but yeah, it really sucks that he's 11,000, so no sort of like jamming or anything like that. So my opponent is just going to go Zeke Greymon on top of the Omega Shoutmon, and that allows him to attack with 2 security checks with the advanced ability. So I'm actually just going to go to 3, and then I'm going to just Gaia Force it afterwards. So putting my opponent at 6, and now he is just going to actually attack with the Zubamon. He is playing like a small like Legend Arms engine, which I think is a really cool tech. He's playing Durandamon, which he actually just hard played for 10, and he's playing Zubamon to kind of search it out, because when you're going into Shoutmon Decross, you can just put any red Digimon from your hand to its source material, so that gives Shoutmon Piercing, which is actually kind of crazy, because he has Piercing, and then, you know, you can attack an active Digimon, potentially, if you got the Zeke Greymon, and then the security checks with the, like, Starter Deck Greymon and Shoutmon, Omni Shoutmon. So there's a lot of potential for combos there. So he is going to hard play that. Now I am going to resolve another red memory burst, and finally getting into that rookie, I went into the Biomon there. Again, I probably should have grabbed the Guiomon the first time I activated that card, but I'm going to go into the Fugamon there. Fugamon is a red, like, Ogremon. I don't know what the lore thing is behind. He's literally Ogremon, but he's like orange. And anyways, it's a really nice card because he is a 3 to play and a 1 to Digivolve, so super cheap. So I'm just going to go into him and then play the Monodramon from my hand. And now my opponent does have the Shoutmon, which gives anything with advance plus 2,000, that's his inherited, which is super sweet. And now I'm kind of fearing, at first I thought he might be playing Ragnarlord, but I'm kind of fearing the Omnimon, because now he's going to attack with 12,000, and lo and behold, he's actually playing Rowdy Rocker, which I think is a really funny card. I think that artwork is like hilarious. And basically, he's going to put underneath his Durandamon the Zubamon or Zuber Eagermon or whatever, the champion that gives level 7 security tech plus 1. And then he's going to draw 2 cards after that. So then Omnimon is going to come down, unsuspend himself, and then attack again for my last security card. And with the 2 Digimon in play and 3 Digimon that I have, I wasn't able to game him, so I'm just going to scoop it up. Game 2, hopefully this one goes a little better. I did open up with the Starter Deck Guiomon. Guiomon is a really cool card because he does allow you to warp into Gallantmon straight up if your opponent does have level 6. So it's not the best to just like straight up open with, but his inherited effect is pretty nice. Being able to, it's kind of like that Labramon effect for Shine Greymon, where you get to just draw one anytime you kill one of your opponent's Digimon. So I do have the Gaia Force, so that will be pretty sweet. So I got the Gaia Force as well as the Gallantmon, so if I happen to get a Red Tamer and resolve Gallantmon, that will also net me a draw. My opponent is going to set up with the Omni Shoutmon in the back. I'm wondering why, like, so we'll see in a second, but anyways, yeah, he ends up, like, keeping that in his breeding area for a little bit. Anyways, I'm going to Digivolve into the Rise Greymon. Still no Red Tamers. At this point, I'm thinking, like, I might up the count of Red Tamers. I think I'm playing 3 or I'm playing 3 ties, right? So Marcus isn't the best just because you're not playing any Greymons that you want to attack with, but maybe 4 tie might be the play. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and hatch after my opponent plays his own tie. So he did end up keeping the Omni Shoutmon in the breeding area, and I was wondering like why he did that specifically. Maybe he was fearing a Gaia Force, which I do have, but I probably wouldn't Gaia Force Omni Shoutmon. I mean, I might, because if Shoutmon D-Cross comes down, he can kill something with 5,000 or less and then attack for 2 security checks. So it's a maybe, but yeah, he's just going to play it safe and keep that guy in the breeding area. And then I'm going to build up to my Lava Greedamon, and I'm still at 0 memory, so I do have one more action. I'm going to actually just Digivolve Megadramon, or Megidramon. in my raising area, because I don't really like his effect is more like his on Digivolve effect is more tailored towards like purple decks, where you trash the top 5 of both players' decks, and I don't really want to do that. So having him in my breeding is fine, and the next turn he can just come out and start attacking. However, he does need a tamer to resolve his on deletion effect, where you can play Gallantmon from your hand for free. So I'm really looking to get a tamer to both, abuse off of Rise Greymon, and then get that on deletion effect with the Digimon. He's going to play the Zubamon, and he did actually add a Durandamon there, so super strong. He's going to go into that in his raising area, so that leads me to believe he either has a D-Cross or he has a Omnimon in his hand that he's probably going to try to go into the next turn. So now I'm going to play the Monodramon, go Hugamon, and wouldn't you believe it, I actually drew into the tie, which was super lucky. So that ended up being a really nice play. So now I'm going to just activate Rise Greymon's effect and then play the tie from my hand for free. Now I think here, knowing he had the Durandamon and he's probably going to go a 6 or a 7 on top of it, and like he'll have the piercing, so no matter what he attacks, he'll just end up checking a bunch of security cards. I probably should have attacked with the Rise Greymon here, because he does have the Greymon inherited, so he's a 7,000 Digimon, so it's not like the strongest, but he does have 2 security checks. So even if I was able to get like 1 or 2, I think that would have been pretty good. So I think that was like my other misplays. I probably should have just attacked with Rise Greymon, because he's going to, or maybe I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think the correct play was, but he's going to like go into a 7 anyways next turn. So I am just going to Digivolve the Rise Greymon on top of my Fugamon there, and then my opponent is going to bring out the Durandamon, which is like 13,000 I think from the Agumon, or maybe he's gaining another from the Gigimon, and then he is also gaining a security attack from the tie, and then he's going to gain another by putting the Greymon underneath him. So he's got the plus 1,000, he's got the plus security attacks from tie, Omni, Shoutmon, and Greymon, so that's 4 security checks with piercing, and I don't even know what it is. His attack's high enough. Alright, so his attack's really high, so he's going to check all 4 of my security cards. I'm going to be able to play Gallantmon from my hand off of the Megidramon's effect, which is pretty sweet, but like I straight up got baited, because now it's not even a question of did he have Shoutmon or Omnimon. He straight up just had both. So now he's going to go into Omnimon, and then now with the advanced ability and with the inherited from Zeke Greymon, he's going to be able to attack an active Digimon and check the rest of my security cards by killing the Gallantmon there. So unfortunately didn't really get to resolve any of those. Now here I could go like Guillaumon and then Digivolve Gallantmon and take out his Zubamon, but without another blocker on turn, I wouldn't be able to capitalize off of that. So I still think it is going to be GG, and the Gaia Force won't help me because Omnimon can protect himself. So guys, that's going to be game. I thought it was still a pretty decent showcase of how cool this Gallantmon deck is, and lots of the new cool cards we're getting out of the structure deck. So I'm looking forward to that. Let me know what you guys think. So that's going to be the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next.